Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, welcome to the Lewis Basketball Network. It is your boy Lewis, and I'm back once again with another banger with yet another video. I'm just going to get right into it, man. And make sure you like and make sure you share this video, man, and have those notifications on. But as you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, Magic Johnson has stepped down as president of basketball operations for the Lakers 1 year after signing LeBron James in the offseason to a 4-year, $154 million contract. I'm sorry, Magic Johnson. As much respect for you that I have for you as a player, that when you played the game, you are a terrible analyst, you are a terrible show host, and you are a terrible president of basketball operations. Ladies and gentlemen, I said this a long time ago, that great players don't make great executives. I said this for the longest, and Magic Johnson stepping down proved my point. This also goes on Jeanie Buss because she and Luke Walton are in cahoots because Luke Walton is a personal friend of the Buss family. So Luke is her guy, as she has stated many occasions. So she was not going to let Luke go. And it was a power struggle between Jeanie and Magic. LeVar Ball said it best. People thought he was crazy, but he was absolutely right. Magic, as Jeanie said, had all control and say-so on operations. But did Magic Johnson really have the power? No, he never had the power, as LeVar Ball said. What power did Magic really have? He never had it. He never had it. And let's face it, Jeanie also went over his head, talked about D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle, and didn't Magic just trade Zubac for Mike Muscala? I mean, did we also forget that too? So it was just pretty horrible. Here's another thing that's really, really confusing for me. And I don't understand, because this is why I feel like these reports are so inconsistent. Magic Johnson spoke to LeBron and Rich Paul. Notice how Rich Paul has to be involved in everything. Don't be surprised if Magic Johnson ends up signing with Clutch Sports. You heard it here. But he spoke to LeBron and Rich Paul. And I bet you that when LeBron comes out and people ask him what's his reaction, and LeBron is going to be all surprised and act like he didn't know. No, Magic told him. They spoke for a good while. So LeBron already knows that Magic took the pink slip and left because it was a power struggle. And I'm telling you, LeBron is going to use that as a way to say that look at how these owners, Jeanie Buss, has this kind of mentality, and keeping Magic down and not even entrusting him to entrusting him to make decisions. Magic made horrible decisions. Let's face it. Magic was put there to be the face, to be a face. To say, hey, man, it's unbelievable. But I've known for a long time that Magic is one of the worst decision makers. And like LeBron James, not as a player. See, LeBron the player, because he's currently playing, when the going gets tough, he runs. Magic Johnson, when the going got tough when he was a spokesman for AIDS, he stopped being a spokesman. When the going got tough for being an analyst, he quit. When the going got tough for a TV show host, he was gone. When the going got tough, 16 games into the season as a head coach, he stepped down. Those jobs are not easy. But the problem is Magic, because thinking of how much success you have as a player, that it's going to translate into other inquiries. And that's not the case, because each job may have some similar skills, but they're not totally the same. Each job presents different skills that you're probably not used to doing. And Magic thought, because he's Magic Johnson, that he would be able to fix anything. And every time he realizes that the job is more difficult than he bargained for, he steps down and quits. And now he's saying that, and what gets me even more upset about Magic is he says that he had a 3-hour conversation with Jeanie Buss. And he couldn't lie, and he couldn't tell it to her face because he was scared. Well, you can't say that you have a 40-year relationship and in 3 hours you couldn't be able to tell her that you were going to step down as president of basketball operations. I'm sorry, Magic, but that's super shady, and it's a bad look on your part. Another question I have is, why did you wait? Why did you step down 2 games left into the season? I know people saying that that's good for Magic, that he stepped down, that he's now away from the toxic situation that is LeBron James in Los Angeles. I get all that. But it's a bad look that you step down 2 games before the season is over. People could say, oh, but it doesn't matter because the Lakers are not in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter. They could really start, doing these things and stepping down. No, because Magic Johnson promised Laker fans that the Lakers were going to be a competitive team. Jeanie Buss made that promise. LeBron James promised that the Lakers would be, they were going to be something. All three of them, Jeanie, Magic, and LeBron, all failed. And what they're doing is they're going, "Na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It wasn't me." They're pointing fingers and playing the blame game. It wasn't me. Playing that Shaggy. That's what they're doing. They're going, "Magic's the one that did the trades. It wasn't me. Jeanie Buss is in the shower. Wasn't me." That's what they're doing. Which tells me that Jeanie, nor Magic, nor LeBron James all took accountability for what happened. None of them are taking accountability or responsibility for what happened. Each of them are playing the blame game, pointing fingers, and they're trying to step aside and say it wasn't me. Each one of them are controlling their own narrative. That's why I blame all three of them. That's what this is saying, and this is telling me that, look, if Jerry Buss has got to be rolling in his grave right now looking at what his son and daughter have done to this franchise. Jim Buss had to be let go with the decisions he made because he didn't like Phil Jackson. He made sure he got rid of everything that had anything to do with Phil. So this is now the 6th consecutive season that the Lakers have missed the playoffs. Who the hell had ever heard of load management until LeBron James used that term? And now it's being used around the league because LeBron started it. But we got to be proud of that because, oh, it's unprecedented. LeBron used the load management. No one's ever done that before. Michael Jordan never did load management, never sat out through the load management. Kobe Bryant didn't sit out through the load management. It's ridiculous, man. And I'm telling you right now that LeBron has a lot to do with this. And watch, he's going to come out and say, well, you know, it was a surprise to me. No, you idiot. You knew already because you spoke on Saturday with Magic and with Magic, you and Rich Paul sitting there, and Magic quit on Monday. He quit, didn't tell Jeanie Buss after having a 3-hour conversation on Monday, I'm sorry. And he steps down on Tuesday with 2 games left into the season. So Magic couldn't wait. See, it's a bad look that they couldn't wait till after the season, have a discussion, and then make the decision. So like I said, people are applauding Magic, and I said in one part, I would have been fine with it had he waited till after the season. But that's not a good look, Magic. It's not a good look. What you did is what I've been saying all along. You're a great player, but at anything else, you are horrible at it. I'm sorry. And my thing is that he was crying, but you know, he was crying during the interview and stuff like that, but it was like he was also talking about, you know, he was laughing too. So it just tells me, like, if you really, my thing is, if you really cared about Jeanie, like, why didn't you talk to her? Like, that's the issue I'm having. Like, if you really cared about Jeanie, why didn't you talk to her when you had the opportunity? And then Jeanie's talking about, well, Magic could have fired Luke, and then basically Magic is saying, oh, you know, me and Jeanie, you know, we love Luke because that's how much he means to me. No, she was protective of Luke. Luke had been a scapegoat. They were in collusion, so there was no way she was going to get rid of Luke over Magic. It was a power struggle. Magic really never had power. And like I said, he just made some dumb decisions, too. Like, he didn't listen to Jeanie or listen to Luke in terms of trying to re-sign Randall or trading D'Angelo Russell. And then they trade Zubac, and look how well all 3 players are playing for their respective teams right now. And I'm telling you, Paul George would have been a Laker had LeBron James not come to LA. And like I said, this La Toxic, this La Drama, this La Shit Show, this La Queen James that LeBron brought to LA, the La Tampons, is also the reason why Magic stepped down. But my thing is, you tell LeBron, but you don't tell Jeanie. She's your boss, Magic, who you said you have a personal relationship with, but you tell LeBron first before Jeanie Buss? This is my thing, that these stories are so inconsistent from Jeanie, from Magic, and from LeBron. All 3 of them are all about controlling the narrative. And ladies and gentlemen, now that Magic has stepped down, now that Luke Walton is probably still going to be the head coach, mark my words when I say this, LeBron James is going to want to try to request a trade. You don't think so? It's very possible. Mark my words when I say this. LeBron is probably going to request a trade to get out of the Laker land. The only question is, what team is going to be willing to take a chance on a 34-year-old, knowing the drama that he's going to bring, the toxic environment that he's going to bring, because wherever he goes, the La fanboys and the La 3-6 Mafia Lacronis are soon to follow. Because remember, LeBron isn't constantly in the headlines, so it could be the worst team in the NBA, it could be the smallest market, and they will be talked about every day. Why? Because of one man who is the cash cow in the NBA and who has been forced down our throats day by day by day in LeBron James. So we could say, yeah, good for Magic, but Magic, he gave himself a bad look. It's not good. But the Magic, I know, did leave because of the La drama too. It wasn't just a power struggle with Jeanie Buss, another thing is Rob Pelinka too, because him and Rob they didn't know each other, and so Jeanie just paired them up together. So Magic really didn't know Rob like that, and so Rob was kind of joking about Magic, like right before he had stepped in. I think one time when he was having discussions with Jeanie Buss, about Magic and the decisions he was making, and I'm just like, it's ridiculous. This proves even more what players are really going to go to an uncertain, very toxic environment, knowing that they tried to get one player to trade 4 to 5 players on the roster just to get one superstar. See, Magic was part of the problem along with LeBron James, so they both deserve blame. I'm sorry, but this is a bad look for Magic Johnson. It's a bad look for Jeanie Buss. It's a bad look for LeBron James. All three of them get the biggest blame. And what really kills me also, that I never knew this, ladies and gentlemen, but this is one of the reasons why the Lakers people have been wanting Mark Jackson to coach LeBron James. Mark Jackson signed with Clutch Sports in 2014. I don't know if you guys knew that, but Mark Jackson has been with Clutch Sports since 2014. I said, wait, you could even get head coaches to sign with your brand? Also, don't be surprised if Magic, because he spoke to LeBron and Rich Paul first before Jeanie Buss, signs with Clutch Sports, and then LeBron uses that narrative of Black Power. Don't be surprised. I'm telling you, don't be surprised. But that's my gut feeling. Another issue that I have is there were also reports saying that Magic Johnson, the reason that he stepped down was because the AIDS were getting to him. When the HIV was getting to him, when did this story come about? Because I have not heard anything about Magic and about his HIV, but all of a sudden they bring it up as a report as to why Magic stepped down. You see, this is what I'm talking about. These guys are still finding a way to try to control their own narrative, coming up with fake stories probably as to why they stepped down. I might not know the true story, but the fact that these stories are inconsistent from Jeanie, Magic, and LeBron, it just tells you somebody's lying. And in my opinion, all three of them are, because all they're trying to do is control their situation. It's all on Magic. It wasn't me. It was all on Jeanie. It wasn't me. It's all LeBron's fault. It wasn't me. That's what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what these guys are doing. It's sick. You just made the player's job a lot much more easier to not want to come to Los Angeles. Maybe they might get some like underrated signings, but in terms of like the superstar players, star players, I doubt that they're gonna come there now. And there's also rumblings already by ClutchPoint.com. They reported this, that the Lakers may fire, the coaching staff of Luke Walton. I think Luke was a scapegoat, but he's gonna stay put. But I think everybody else is gonna go, and now they have to hire a new coaching staff. It's too much. I said the biggest mistake was signing LeBron James and not letting the young core develop. That was a mistake. And also, I want to mention this also. They're talking about bringing David Griffin and Ty Lue back, but people don't know. But LeBron's camp, when Ty Lue became coach of the Cavaliers, it was a compromise. But they had wanted Mark Jackson before that to be the head coach. But Mark Jackson said no because he was committed to staying with ESPN and ABC because he had renewed a contract with them after he got fired from Golden State. So in my opinion. And then they try to get Ty Lue they try to get him into Clutch Sports. So I said, now LeBron is colluding with head coaches to be in Clutch Sports to get guys who he wants that can coach, so that he could come on his show and then talk about, like I said, like what a great guy LeBron is, you know, caring about, you know, all the guys that he tries to sign. Like, when you see, he has all this power, and there's no way they're going to touch LeBron now. So it's just like, yo, this situation is completely ridiculous. And I'm sorry, but Magic Johnson screwed up badly. LeBron James screwed badly. These two Magic was a leader on the court, but as an executive, like he just shows poor leadership off of it. LeBron James acts like this off the court leader and all this work that he does. Okay, but like I said, LeBron is the biggest politician in all of sports. And like I said, he thinks he's an expert on racism. And on the court, you see the results. He's not as good as he claims he is. And LeBron stands have their heads so far up his behind that they're going to say, why are you hating on LeBron? Like, this isn't his fault. It's Magic this, Magic that. Part of the reason why Magic stepped down was not only the power struggle of Jeannie Buss and Luke Walton, because now Jeannie's saying he could have fired him. That's BS. And number two, it's because of LeBron James. It's because of LeBron James. It's sad, man. It is really sad. The Lakers and the Knicks are the two most dysfunctional franchises in the NBA right now, other than the Phoenix Suns. It's crazy, man. This is ridiculous. Really, really ridiculous. It's pathetic. I mean, I'm sorry, yo. Undisputed is gonna have. They're gonna go all over this first things first with Nick Wright and them. They already was talking, and I agree with Chris Carter with what he was saying. If you're, like I said, if Jeannie Buss is like this special person in your life that you know for such a long time, to disrespect her like that and not tell her that she was gonna, to your boss, you tell your superstar player first with his agent, the LRMR. You tell him first, but you don't tell Jeannie Buss. Horrible look on your part, Magic, who you know for a long time, and you know her father. That's the worst part. If Jerry Buss is rolling in his grave right now, looking at his kids to see what's happened, and then he's gonna look at Magic and he's like, yo, I've known you for a while and you treat my daughter with no respect after she brought you to try to help turn the Lakers franchise around after succumbing to all this losing. This is the standard that you guys set to Laker fans. It's a disgrace. And this is one of the greatest players of all time, a guy who always bleeds purple and gold and says he's proud to be a Laker and you love this franchise. Well, you didn't love and committed to them like you showed, because you stepped down with 2 games left in the season, and it's very fishy. So I'm sorry. It's just bad. But anyway, man, this is your boy Lewis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comments on this crazy situation. Magic stepping down as president of basketball operations, man. But in my opinion, 2 things. Jeannie Buss and LeBron James are the reason that he's gone. It is what it is, man. And it's so crazy that now, I'm telling you, LeBron James is going to want to request a trade. Mark my words. I'm telling you. He's going to want to get out of that situation. Trust me. But anyway, man, as always, bless up. One love. Peace. Thanks for watching.